welcome to Top News Networks. In this episode of Talk with Tops, we have with us renowned singer and music composer Joi Barua. Welcome to the show, sir. You started your career in music at a very young age. Your father gifted you a violin when you were only 4 years old, and that triggered your passion for music. What do you remember about those days, about the earlier life?
Uh, Definitely lovely memories of Assam, lovely cultural insights of how Assam was, neighborhoods, growing up, family, a lot of things. I would say it triggered passion. The career came later, but it triggered a lifelong passion and some madness. Our family was a family of musicians, though none of them would take this up as a profession because the opportunities didn't extend back in the day. But most of them used to play the violin, which is like a family instrument, and they played it very beautifully. So the setting of the mood for as a musician obviously goes back to family.
Okay. And what were the hardships that you had to go through in your career?
That's a good question, but when you're chasing something that you really love, there is no hardship. So I would say zero hardships. The only hardship you have is probably to rise to the standards that you've set for yourself, to be able to do what you want to do. Is it a lack of opportunity? Sometimes no. Is it a lack of vision? Sometimes yes, because you get caught up with life, trying to do so many things. So the vision suffers sometimes, but I wouldn't put it down as any hardship.
So, what motivated you or what inspired you to choose music as your career?
Actually, I didn't know. I was definitely very passionate towards music, and I loved it. It's my first love. But we grew up with a lot of Assamese music, a sense of Western rock. So I didn't know how to take that up as a profession in India. And from Assam, going to learn music, the sort of music I wanted to, Berkeley or the US was very far off. So it was post my graduation that I was doing small jobs in Delhi, and life had almost come to a standstill because it was the first time I kind of tasted failure. I didn't know what to do. So going to Bombay was just a means of survival for me, that I need to survive. So that started so many other things.
You entered Bollywood in early 2000s as a background singer, and then you did songs like Tera Hone Laga Hoon and Dil Dhadakne Do and many more. Share your experience.
I think it's lovely. When I came to Bollywood, I used to be part of rock bands and stuff like that and other things. So Bollywood made me understand the whole business of how songs have stories, how songs lend themselves into other stories in terms of movies, films, people's lives. I learned all aspects of song making, how experiences are brought into stories, how stories become melodies, how melodies become musical arrangements, how musical arrangements become part of musical production, how musical production becomes part of another business venture, how people come about to market. So it's been learning each stage of the way. It's like going to a university which has a very long course, I would say, and you're enjoying each year as it goes.
In 2010, you got Best Debut Award for your album called Looking Out of the Window. Share your experience. How was that feeling?
I think that was a phenomenal period. That is one of the high points when I look back, because post working in Bollywood and being part of great cinema, this is the time when I wanted to do my own music, and that too in my language, which is Assamese. So a lot of people didn't know of what to do with that decision of mine. There was a lot of discouragement. There was a lot of, why do you want to do an Assamese song or an album? Why don't you push this whole talent of yours into Bollywood? But in hindsight, it paid back because you express yourself best in your language, and so the album became a phenomenon. I became known as somebody who could create in a very different way, who could think in a very different way. So it just projected myself and my co-creators of the band as people who could think in a different way. So, and that brought us into the picture.
Would you like to share some of your achievements?
I think the fact that I'm getting to do music on my own terms and the sort of projects I would love to, that's an achievement, right? Today I'm part of a very beautiful movie called Laila Majnu, being helmed by Imtiaz Ali, Ekta Kapoor. And Imtiaz is one of the people everybody looks up to in terms of somebody who can tell a musical story and somebody who can bring beautiful pictures. I'm working in London. I worked at Abbey Road Studios. That's a project that's on. I'm working in Hyderabad. I get to work in my home state. I think all of them amount to a good life and achievements. There's so much more to do, but I would think that these all count.
What's the definition of success as per you?
I think the definition of success probably be waking up in the morning and feeling happy about the day that lies ahead.
Okay. A word of advice for the younger generation, young aspirants who are learning music.
Actually, we are nobody to dispel advice, but to share an experience, I would say just be true to what you have and learn how to believe in yourself. It's not just about believing in yourself, it's how do you learn to believe in yourself. Go through lives with honesty, do care about your neighborhood, do care about the people around you. Because when you care, it will reflect in what you do. And that will bring about what you wish to see around you.
So at last, I would like to request you to sing any of your favorite song for our audience.
I think I'll sing you two lines from the song that is kind of out and really working its way around. This is the title track from this movie called Laila Majnu, of which we have composed the music. I've composed the title track. It's being helmed by Imtiaz, has produced and written it. It's been directed by his youngest brother, Sajid Ali. There's Ekta Kapoor, who's also produced it. So I'll sing like two lines. पत्ता ना रोका पत्ता चना रोका जैसे हवाओं में जैसे भटकता हूँ दिन रात दिखता हूँ मैं तेरी राहों.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for taking out your time for us and being a part of the show. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me over.
So that's it. We could pack into this edition of the show. For more videos, subscribe to the channel Top News Networks.